when you lose the goddamn phone.
I get
when
it.
you put it somewhere and then you don't remember where that place is,
You're one
and then
of
you have to
those.
find it. You're like, I can't even call this motherfucking thing because what sound is it gonna make?
You're one of those. I get it.
Plus, I'm alone. You know, I like to be alone. I like my peace. Welcome back to another episode of the Thenaturalspod with your boy Uncle Kyle. Let's get into it. Welcome to this episode of the Thenaturalspod. As always, I'm Uncle Kyle. Today we have a very special guest. He is a 7-year veteran of the comedy game who hails from possibly one of the coolest cities in this United States of America, New Orleans, Louisiana. Welcome to the show, Wayne McQueen.
What's good? What's good? How y'all doing?
We're doing fantastic.
You and your fans. You got a lot going on here, man. I was just saying, like, I like this. I really do. I like this. Yeah, it's dope.
I am my father's son in that if I'm gonna do something, I'm going all in.
I love those kind of people.
All the way.
That's like one of the best phrases I ever heard. Like, I remember the first time I heard somebody tell me that. Like, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna be the best at it. I was working at the movies when I was like 17. And this kid, he got hired with me, but he wanted to be a manager because he was like, well, my mom told me to get a job, and I've always been the type of person, if I get a job and I do something, I'm going to do it to the best. He became a manager, too. Today was a damn good worker.
So, give us the Wayne McQueen origin story. So, you're not originally from Vegas. What brought you here? What made you leave New Orleans?
So, I'm originally from New Orleans. I grew up like any other New Orleans kid, in the inner city, going to public schools. I came out here to Vegas when I was 24. I just wanted to get a change of scenery. My brother was living out here at the time, and I had family out here, and I just wanted to get a change of scenery. I felt like I had outgrown New Orleans at that time. So I just came out here, and plus I wanted to drive trucks. So I came out here. Driving trucks, it didn't really pan out how I wanted it to at first.
Over the road you're talking about,
Yeah.
like driving semis? It's a tough job.
Right. It didn't really pan out how I wanted it to, so I eventually, got a few jobs, and I ended up, like 2 years after I got here in 2015, at the end of 2015 in September. By 2018, I was doing comedy. So I started doing comedy, and when I first started doing comedy, I was just homeless. I was just trying to get into bars and just go to open mics just to stay cold because it was in the winter.
That's so how you're saying homeless.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Shit,
Yeah, that's how it started. And then I eventually got good at it. And I got on my feet. I was only homeless for like 2 months, and I got on my feet and I kept doing comedy because I was good at it. I was starting to get booked and stuff like that, and the rest is history.
That's cool. I mean, that's a very I've never heard a story like that before.
Yeah.
I was doing comedy to stay warm, and then I realized I was good at it. So
Yeah.
Have you, like, from a young age, always been somebody who makes their friends laugh and is like a talker and stuff? Because I got that from my mother. I'm just talk.
Yeah.
I mean, you see this, right?
Right. Okay, so hold on, wait. I would answer that question, but explain that to me. Explain what's going on over here.
So when we started this podcast, it was just me and my former partner doing it, and then it's like, the more you study podcasts, the more you realize you got to get guests on to network and build and stuff.
Okay.
Well, I just don't know how to shut the fuck up a lot, and I will just steamroll people in conversations and butt them out. I have a history of doing it, and probably we're missing quite a few marks off of this because I give myself a lot of passes. But basically, there was a certain level of accountability that needed to be maintained. So every 3, I get a punishment. The first one, I ate like some super hot sauce. The next one, I jumped in the pool in the middle of December, and it was cold as fuck. I got pied in the face, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good. That's good that you hold yourself accountable. I like that. I like that. Damn it. Shit. Screw it.
So by the time this comes out, the Olympics have been like wrapping up. Are you a big Olympics guy? Do you like sports? Are you a sports guy?
Yeah, I'm a sports guy.
NBA?
I like what the NBA is doing right now, what Team USA is doing. Yeah, they doing all this because the guy, I think his name is Noah Lyles, the track star.
Yep.
When he was talking about how
he kind of shit talking. He's like, how could you be world
champions
when all the
what?
teams are in America? Like,
he said, yeah, okay. Now we beating everybody.
I mean, they've proven time and time again. And if there's one American tradition I just love, ever since they created the Dream Team, is just going and murdering everyone in the world and just showing them we're better than you. You're never gonna beat us in this sport.
Yeah, and I don't even know. Like, I feel like, as far as basketball, like, we just breed the best athletes that dedicate their attributes is perfectly aligned with that sport in this country. Like, but imagine, you think it's gonna ever be a day and time where they do like football, NFL, Olympics? Like,
I mean, who knows? They have all kinds of shit that I had never heard of. Breakdancing is an Olympic sport.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's always been like the weird, obscure ones. Like, they have power walking. Can you imagine, like, you have to keep your feet on the ground at all times? Like, some of the stuff, I'm like, I don't know how this shit is a sport, but
nah, I ain't know breakdance was a sport. That's crazy.
It is. Should have been in the X Games.
So how is it done? It's like Team USA, like breakdancing Team USA.
I didn't get that deep into it. I just saw like this one lady was getting memed. She's from Australia. So when you think of breakdancing, you think of people like spinning on their head and doing flips, doing cool shit that I could never do. I'm not a dancer, and I'm definitely never gonna try the breakdancing shit. But like, she was just, it was weird and awkward.
The first time I ever saw live breakdancing, I remember I was like, I had to be like 8 or 9 years old. I was at Universal Studios, and it was like one of those little side shows where people would just pop up and just do shows. And these three white kids got out of the car and just started playing music. One of them had a mic, and two of them was doing the dance, and they were killing it. They were tearing it apart. It's a good show.
I'm a big hater of people that can dance and people that can sing, because I can't do either one, so I'm jealous.
I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement. I hate that.
You know it's going to be good when the title says "World Cruelly Mocks Ozzy's Breaking Performance," but you got to see this.
How many views you got?
And hopefully the volume isn't up too high so I don't blow your brains out. And first, of course, we have to watch a commercial.
Right. Oh, you can skip it.
Come on, show us the video. Why are you making this so difficult?
Right. Why was she laying on the ground like that?
Like, you can tell
what is that? Wait.
Has an idea of what breakdancing is, but it's just not very good.
My daughter could do this. I'm like, what the hell no. Nah. I know some kids out the hood right now that should be in the Olympics, and they competing. Nah.
Yeah, that shit is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. There's people that are making, like, I don't know specifically, but like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars off of dancing on TikTok and shit. Like, how do you feel about that? Because the thing is,
get your money. I'm not gonna hate on nobody getting money. As long as you're not doing nothing that's going against your moral code. Like, for example, if one of my kids made a dance and posted a video and it got 1 million views and they got $1,000, I wouldn't be upset.
Well, my standpoint is if you're like much like comedy, if you're the original one creating it, you should be the one that benefits off of it. But there's a lot of people, they're not even the original ones that made the dance, and then a lot of times they don't credit the person who did, and they're benefiting off of it. And I'm like, that's total bullshit.
It's like if I have 500 followers and I make a dance, and then you have 5 million followers, and you see my video and you like the dance and you do it, and it's gonna blow up because you got 5 million followers, and you're gonna get paid because 1 million views is $1,000 on TikTok. They say that's what I heard, and so I get it from that standpoint. Yeah, I think they should somehow have an algorithm, but you know what it is? You know what I really think it is? Matt Rife said this. He said that he thinks that AI is originating these dance trends. Because if you notice, there's never an originator.
Oh, shit.
There's never an original. Think about all the dances that you saw on TikTok. There's never an original. Never an original person. Why?
Ooh, man, I might have to
think about
that. But that is true. But that's the point that I'm making is, like, when you see, like, because I don't scroll through TikTok that much. I have one for the pod to have, like, a presence and stuff and post my stuff, because it's like, social media is free promotion. You have to do it. It's part of the gig. If you're trying to do anything in, like, entertainment or on the internet, you gotta
promote. Yeah.
But
and I don't understand people who don't understand that. Like you think you're just gonna overnight become a superstar celebrity, and everybody gonna know who you are with no promotion. I don't think it ever worked like that. Did it? Did it ever work like that?
I mean, the days of really just popping and going viral out of nowhere are kind of gone. You got to know how to earn it.
Yeah.
And I mean,
yeah.
I'm telling you, I got hashtag apps. I look up times to post things.
Right.
But I just got to be honest, like, especially on Instagram, nothing trumps a big juicy ass and a thong. Like,
right. Yeah.
It makes me jealous. Sales. I wish I was a hot woman because I would just have I would have a big podcast. Like, I'm sorry, dude.
Sex sales.
And no hate to the women that are doing that, because like you're taking advantage of a system and things that have been set in place in your favor. So like my hat is off to you, but also it's just kind of like, fuck, how do I get in there? Do I have to get like a breast implants? Do you think that would make the pod blow up? Like is that how we get there?
Yeah, because like you can't be mad at a 6'8" dude for going to the NBA. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they just doing what they using they talents and gifts to, you know, do, so it works.
Of course she played basketball. Victor, like, could have been an accountant.
Right. Could have been a fucking lawyer. We need fucking lawyers, plumbers and shit.
But it's crazy the length that people go to maintain that internet fame, because I follow like podcasts and like some of the stuff I'm into, stuff with cars, guns, typical dude shit. But on the explore page, it just shoves all of that sex stuff in my face, and it's not TOS, but it's okay. But the thing that I noticed is like the trends with like the plastic surgery are just crazy. Like all these chicks are getting BBLs and tummy tucks, and I even saw a post that there's a lot, because like I know that women do the microblading thing with their eyebrows, but I hear that like some chicks are getting like fake freckles tattooed on, and I'm like,
wow, what? I don't know, man. Like at that point, you don't like yourself a lot.
I mean, I have my dances with depression, but it's just like that shit is like a deep-seated insecurity. Like I would hate to fucking feel that way about myself, or be pressured into doing it. Like
like to meet somebody and say I only like people with freckles, and you feel like you have to somehow get freckles on your face and put them on. I mean,
doing that for one
or maybe even not even that, because I found this out too. A lot of the times when women do things like that, they're really doing it not for somebody else. They're doing it for something within, really. But it's probably something on the outside that triggered it. Rather it be someone else, or rather it be something they were exposed to. I just think maybe something that was on the outside that triggered it, but it's usually something internal, which is why you hear a lot of women say a lot, well, I'm doing it for myself. And you know,
we're all swayed by our emotions. I mean, I make emotional decisions that I think are going to make me feel better. You do it. We all do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were going to get one kind of plastic surgery, what would it be and why?
One plastic surgery, damn, that's a
if you could
one.
get like fucking robot arms or robot legs, would you? So you could be like Jax from Mortal Kombat. Would you want wings? Do you want an extra eye?
You can get wings? I get wings.
I don't think they're that advanced yet, but I would be down for the wings as well.
If you could get wings and they work like wings, I would definitely do fucking wings. Why the fuck would not? Yeah, I would.
You'd have to have a special tailor to fit the clothing, or just be shirtless all the time. That's better for you than me.
Yeah.
Like I'm chunky. Like, and pale. Like nobody wants to look at this shit.
I would get the wings though. Yeah, I would get the wings and just fly everywhere. Yeah, that's what I would do.
So you mentioned that you're a gamer. What are we getting down on? What's your game of choice? You a first person shooter guy?
Yep, I love Call of Duty. I love that game. I love that game. I like 2K, Madden. I've been on the fence about getting NCAA. I want to get it, but then I've been seeing all these videos. people breaking their TVs and cussing their wife out.
Are you a Rager gamer? I've broken my fair share of controllers.
I ain't broke a controller, but I can't say I'm not a Rager gamer. I do have my spats where I say, this is bullshit, and get mad. I ain't never broke a controller though. Like, I ain't never got that bad.
My family knows. Like, they don't even question judge. They'll be up there like, fuck you. And they're like, oh shit, he's on the game again. Right. Like, oh no.
Right. But I really wait though Grand Theft Auto to come out for, they need to come out. It's been like 50 years. I feel like we gonna get, a Chinese president before that fucking game comes out.
What game?
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah. And there's been all kinds of leaks and shit. Like, people, release the fucking
Did you hear the news that they just leaked some news yesterday, you hear?
Mm-mm.
So yesterday they leaked that it's confirmed that, I guess they dropped some type of report. So Rockstar releases reports, quarterly reports of when their games are going to drop in each quarter. So it's said in these documents that was seen by whoever, they said that it's confirmed that it's going to be released in the fall of 2025 next year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
He dropped some knowledge on you. Fall 2025, GTA 6 is coming. You don't have to wait any longer.
Because I said it. I know.
So on 2K, and I know people were waiting like super long for the NCAA college football game to come back out because they hadn't had that for years.
Yeah.
Do they do do you do the packs? Do you get the players like open the packs where you get players
like the My Team thing?
Yeah,
I don't do the My Team thing because it's first of all, I don't even really follow college team. I just like to watch the games, so I can't tell you my favorites because it's too many teams. It's like 100 teams, but I love the game. That's
how I know you're not a fucking gambler, dude. If you were a gambler, are you a gambler?
I gamble on basketball and football. That's it. I don't go.
NFL football though, right?
Yeah. I go with what I know. I don't go outside of that. Like I said, it's so many teams. It's just 32 teams in professional. I think in both sports, right? NFL and NBA, it's 32 teams, I believe.
Something like that. I mean, we might be possibly getting an NBA team here, so I'm kind of excited from a construction standpoint. I'm excited for that because I want to build that because I did Allegiant Stadium for almost 2 years, so it's kind of cool. Just I drive by it and I'm like, built that, boom.
But they say LeBron might own it. He might own the team that comes here, and he's gonna try. They said that this is just a theory that I heard as well.
We're dropping all kinds of knowledge.
Yeah, I'm dropping all kinds of knowledge. I've been in rabbit holes for like 2 or 3 days on all this stuff. So they said that LeBron is trying to own the team that's coming out here and make Bronny the superstar of that team.
That'll never happen.
I don't think it will either.
That'll never happen.
I don't think it will either. I don't think he has superstar, franchise superstar, but I think he will be probably a decent player.
I'm somebody who very, very loosely follows NBA basketball. I'm a fair weather fan. Like, I'll check in on the playoffs. I have some buddies who are diehard fans for their respective teams. My mother was a huge Nuggets fan. And she passed away a few years ago. So when they won recently, I cried. I was like, "Oh, Mama, they won it for you. They did." She was a huge Nuggets fan.
Oh, okay. Look at you. That's so sweet.
Yeah, but no, I don't. First, they were trying to play together. He was kind of a flop. Like, he didn't do well in college. I've heard that the other son, Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce
is supposed to be the one where he's actually going to be a good basketball player.
He's special too. But he got, what it is? He has the size, LeBron's size. He's going to probably be the most like LeBron physically. He may not be exactly like him, but I think once he hits his growth spurt, he will probably be the closest to LeBron physically. Like, if you look at either one of his sons.
That's how I know that I'm getting old, because when I look at, because I see sports is one of the things that's in my algo, so I see a lot of that. But they look like, that's how I know I'm getting old, because they look like kids to me. I'm like, oh, you're a little boy, but if they were standing right next to me, they would be looking down on me and I'd be like, how are you doing, sir? Like,
yeah, because they look young. They look young, but then when you look from the shoulders down, it's like, Jesus Christ, you're a fucking giant. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's crazy because, like, I remember, I'm 35. How old are you?
34.
Okay, so
I'll be 34 in
in
October, yeah.
So you remember when we were in high school, they would have, like, competitive club sports where, like, you know, if you're kind of a star in your local area, you do that so you can travel and play the game and all that. But now that shit is just on a whole nother level. Like, they're scouting kids that are, like, just getting into high school. There's some kid, him and his dad are total douchebags. He's named Baby Gronk, and he's having a little spin. You see,
he's
him?
a little kid,
Yeah,
but he's big though.
Yeah.
But does he play receiver, right?
I mean, I would assume he's a tight end if they're calling him Baby Gronk. But I
yeah.
feel like in like the little kid stages, you kind of play like a bunch of positions. Like
right.
we all did youth sports.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't play football too much. I mean, I played it a little, but I was on like a couple teams. And yeah, I would definitely play both ends, receiver and cornerback. You know what I'm saying? I definitely played more than one position in almost all the sports I played. So yeah, especially at that age, like when I was on the basketball team, I played center, power forward, small forward. You know, so yeah, definitely moved around.
You could dunk, right?
Yeah.
God damn it! I never had like because I had a fucking huge growth spurt in. Middle school, and I went from being like 5'5" to being 6 foot, like boom, real quick. So in the youth games, I got to be like big, and I didn't have to jump that high to do that shit. And then when I got into high school, I'm playing on the freshman team with motherfuckers that are like a couple inches shorter than me that can jump up there and dunk, and I'm like, wow, I suck. Like I have 0 hops. Like.
Right. Yeah, I've been dunking since like the 10th grade. That's when I first started dunking.
I need to get some special shoes that'll give me like a little spring so I can fucking do it too. But
yeah,
get some of those PF flyers, you know.
Some shocks, I think. I think that's what does it.
But yeah, it's crazy. Like these kids are getting scouted younger and younger. They're getting endorsement deals. They're doing the NIL thing in college, which I think is great. I think they should be able to make money.
Right, especially if they're moving around like players. These kids are like flying to other states, playing these kids, doing press conferences. Sometimes I think I seen some of them. Well, now I don't know if it was before. Was it before? Were they on commercials before? The college players.
God, that's a great question. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I think in certain cases, yes, but it was like. For they were super
the championship game,
about it. Yeah.
Right? The championship game, or like a bowl, like the Sugar Bowl or Rose Bowl, or something like that. If they were promoting for that, but they definitely do things on top of a college schedule that requires them to get paid some sort of amount. You know, you gotta understand.
They get I believe like previously, and they probably still do. They get like a stipend because they can't have a job because they're studying and practicing and playing sports.
Right. Cause like, and think about it like this: if I'm a college kid and I'm in college, I go play a game and I lose, and some asshole bets on a game and he sees me out somewhere in my hometown, you know. So I feel like it's just certain elements of danger I should be compensated for. Just same with these NFL players, just like they're getting paid. These people are in the public eye. So they should be paid like it. So I like it. I like that these college kids are getting paid.
Yeah, I mean, I have had some celebrity sightings in my lifetime, but I'm just not. They don't want to be bothered. I wouldn't want to be bothered either. If I'm able to build this podcast to a level where, like, I'm a low-level millionaire celebrity and on a really small scale, then cool. Mm-hmm. But also, I'm like, I don't want to be recognized because, like, more often than not, people just want to be shitty to you, and I would never be that person. I don't understand why you want to, like, you have money and you're doing what you want to do. Fuck you, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, you little hating bitch.
Hey, people will hate the ground you walk on for nothing when you get famous or when you get any type of notoriety, and that's everywhere. I can't even say it's this city or that city. It's everywhere, no matter where you are. If you grow up, if you blow up in especially in entertainment, if you blow up and you move out your city and you get a better life, there are people back in your hometown. Some of them love you, but some of them hate everything about you and never even met you. Never, you know what I'm saying? Like, for nothing. So
yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, I'm still like low level grinding on this, but I mean, your friends are the first ones that let you down.
Yeah,
which I understand. Like, people have lives. I don't have kids. I'm not married, so like I get it. people have their own thing going on, but it is kind of because I'm a very supportive person. You know, I like to show up to people's events. I get that from my mother. She did that. She loved to support people, you know, and buy their products, support their business, you know, like whatever you can do to help.
Be a decent human being.
But just a lot of people don't
reciprocate
repay that shit in kind, like, and just kind of, it's a little tough. It hurts your spirit.
I want to show them your gifts that you got me, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, man. You got me some gifts.
I mean, honestly, hold up that bag. I'm going to try to email the management from Deep Roots Harvest because our comedians, the majority of them are consumers of marijuana, and I like to give you guys a little treat for coming on because I appreciate your time. Sure. And, you know, we just have a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, I'm feeling you got me a lot of goodies in here. I can't wait to try these pre-rolls, though. These pre-rolls. And then they infused. You know me so well already, man. So well already. So,
were you someone, speaking of marijuana, were you someone that started smoking weed at an early age? Because, like, for me personally, I didn't start doing it until I was, like, 23 or 24.
I started at 18.
Okay, so still not super young because I had friends in high school, you know, that were smoking weed. I'm like, and stuff.
What? Bro, we don't pay no bills. We're like, we can do what the fuck we want. Why are you smoking
weed? What are you stressed about?
At all? Let me tell you something. I had a job, but I've been having a job since I was 16 years old.
Respect, same.
Yeah, I was, and I didn't have to spend any of my money. I was living in my mom's house. I went to work, went to school. You know, talked to the females I talked to, hung out with my friends. I didn't get into like smoking weed and stuff like that until I was like almost out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Like until I was really out, you know, doing stuff. And I didn't see the point in smoking weed when you was like in the 7th or 8th grade and 6th. I knew kids who were smoking weed in the 6th grade.
That's just that's insane. That's insane. How do you handle that?
Now, granted, they were like 14, you know, but they were in the 6th grade, man.
Oh my god!
I knew kids who was doing that, but I wasn't, you know, I didn't see the point of being that stressed, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're at that young of an age, but you know, people live different lives.
So admittedly, the first time I ever smoked weed, I believe I was 15.
Yeah. Me too.
I had a buddy who was a really close friend that we had gone to middle school together and stuff. He was my best friend at the time. You know, seasons change. People always don't stay around forever.
Right.
But, so his mom was out of town. His parents were divorced. His dad didn't live here, and he was staying in a hotel and shit. And long story short, like we went to, there's this place called Pool Sharks that's on Jones. It's been there forever. It's just a big pool hall. It reeks of cigarettes, dim lighting. Whenever you think of a pool hall, this is the place. So we go there to shoot some pool. I don't know how the fuck, like, I did so much stupid, dangerous shit in my teenage years. I do not know how I lived through this, and I never got kidnapped or murdered or anything. I have no fucking idea. So we met these two older guys, and long story short, we ended up back at Nick's house, and they had stopped and gotten like some booze and shit. This sounds like a real Diddy type situation. Like,
right?
We're gonna get fucking...
It sounds like a Diddy party you describing right now, man.
I realized it in the fucking moment. I'm like, this sounds real weird. There was no inappropriate touching that I know of.
Hey,
Jesus
man.
Christ. So we get back to the house. You know, I don't think I had like drank at that point in my life. I did like drink in high school. I mean, we all did in high school. You went out and had some beers or some cheap liquor, whatever the fuck. I drank it all. Wine. Right. We were in there.
Definitely went in mom's liquor cabinet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, half of those bottles were like half water at any particular moment in time. So they had gotten a bottle. This is why I hate tequila. They had gotten a bottle of like Jose Cuervo, the gold one.
Yeah.
And we're all four of us doing shots, right? And, you know, I am an impressionable young man, and I wanted them to, like, see me as a man and shit, so I drank, like, a ton of that. And then at one point,
why would you do that?
They're egging me on, and none of them are drinking, and they're just, like, fucking encouraging me to do it. Then, because I was just 15 years old and blackout drunk, they were outside smoking a J, and I took a couple hits of that, and I I passed out in my buddy's room. I puked all over the place. Like to his credit, he took care of me as a friend. Like he cleaned me up and like put all my clothes in a trash bag and shit. But I was fucked up. It was a horrible experience. Like it was a horrible experience.
Yeah, I bet it was. It should have been. You drank though.
Yeah. Now I'm a seasoned veteran at mixing things. I'm kind of like a personal chemist, you know.
Right.
Uncle Kyle, PhD, MD, as always, you know.
You're hilarious, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so like weed is great, and I'm glad that I like truly discovered it and appreciated it as an adult, because as somebody that deals with like depression and anxiety and shit, like I'm not trying to go. I'm Irish, so we are impervious to psychoanalysis, in case you didn't know. But you know, I don't want to go to a shrink and have somebody like giving me pills and shit. Like self-medication or whatever you want to call it, or hate on it. Like sure, yeah, okay. But I know me. I got my shit under control. You know, life is good most of the time. Sometimes it sucks. Like
I get it. Yeah, that's with everybody. I'm the same way.
So I wanted to save this part for the back half of the episode, but make sure that I had time, because I sent you the little pre-pod questionnaire, and you had a interesting take on your spicy opinion, and I want to talk about it. And you said that Donald Trump is a necessary evil.
Yes.
Go.
Okay. So you remember when Donald Trump was in office, right?
Yep.
You remember how united we was to hate him? Do you remember how united America came? Do you remember how we came together to say this motherfucker can't be president? No, no motherfucker more. It's different than Biden. See, Biden, we're united and we agree that he can't be president because we just feel like he's just too old. But with Trump, it was like, it was panic. It was. I don't know. I feel like with him, he shows us who America really is. He's real good at exposing stuff like that, and not even by talking there. It's just him being him. You know.
Well, and also it's support. It's his supporters. It's people who, when they feel like there's going to be no recourse for what they're doing, then they do whatever the fuck they want, and it's scary, because it's like, you got some scary shit going on with you.
And I'm not a Trump supporter by any means. I'm not at all, not in no way, shape, or form or fashion. I'm not a Trump supporter.
My dad fucking hates him.
Yeah, I am not.
It's hilarious.
Nah, he's definitely is what he is. That's for sure. But it's like they all are. You know, like at least 99.9% of them, you know, so it's like, I mean,
that's really, we've talked about this like in the past couple episodes, but I don't give a fuck. It's election season. I do not vote. I never have. I don't vote. I'm in a union. I've never even voted in my union elections. I'm not a voter. I don't do it. But it involves all of us, because we live in America, and these motherfuckers are essentially in control of our lives, and that's terrifying.
But are you the type to complain about stuff though?
I control what I control my life and the people that I care and the things around me, and that's it.
Thank you. See,
that's what I have control
over. As long as you're not the type of person who don't vote and don't really care about politics, and then say stuff like, this law is insane, they can do that now. Like, you can't have it both ways. Like, if you're not going to care about it, then worry about your circle and what's going on around you and live your life. That's how I am. You know, I'm not really, I don't call myself a voter either. You know, I just like to, I may have a casual conversation amongst friends about it, you know, or make some jokes about it or something like that, but I'm never going to be complaining about something, ranting on the internet, or cursing out a bunch of immigrants or something. I'm just not, it's not that deep for me.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I mean, don't get me wrong. If there's something that's kind of fucking me, so from a certain standpoint, I'll agree with your opinion, yes. And for me, it's because the economy was doing well.
Right.
Like, I don't care. Like, to your point, all of them are doing some shady shit. They're stuffing their money with pockets. They are creating a life in their favor. So that's going to happen. So the least they can do is at least make my life good, so we're having a good time. You know, we've talked about this before, but it's just like, have you seen that movie Civil War?
No, I haven't.
Ooh, boy, check that one out. It's on. I think you can rent it on like Amazon Prime.
Okay.
It is frightening because it's about It's about like a civil war now in America, like now, right in this time.
What?
And it basically.
When did it come out?
In the last couple of months. It's basically about war reporters, but they're covering a civil war in America. And it's pretty fucking scary. But I talked about this before. I don't think that could ever happen. There's not enough solidarity in this country, and the people that are rich as fuck and funding these politicians and stuff, they know what's best for them. Like, if there's chaos in society, then they don't have nothing to rule over, and they can't like continue to make money and have islands where they do horrible shit, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They know what's best for them. Societal collapse is not good for them, because I would hope and pray that if there was a fucking societal collapse, that people would just go and fucking kill them, like Game of Thrones style. You know what I'm saying? Like, kill the masters.
My girl, a Game of Thrones fan, she loves it. Have you tried these?
Do you watch it? What is that?
The Mike Tyson face. Yeah, I have watched Game of Thrones once.
Shout out Mike Tyson.
Yeah, shout out Mike Tyson.
Love Iron Mike.
Yeah, but I have watched it. I watched it with my girl like 2 or 3 years ago. It's pretty good.
Did you watch the newer House of the Dragon? Yeah.
I only saw the first 4 or 5 episodes. I got to binge watch it.
There's too much incest in that show for me to want to sit there.
See, that's how I felt. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I didn't watch it when it came out, and that's how I felt about it all the way up until I started watching it. And actually, in the original Game of Thrones, it's not that much incest. It's really not. It's not that much.
You're not gonna sit here and tell me that it's not that much.
It's not. It's a good amount in there. It is. But like the overall story is not that much. If you go from episode 1 into the final episode, then no. But there is like a good, the 4, 5, 6 episode run where there was some dad on daughter and sister on brother type thing going on. Because so now on this House of Dragons thing though, there's a lot of incest on that. House of Dragons has a lot of incest.
Yeah, the Game of Thrones wasn't too bad for that. It was also just like graphic, and we all wish Joffrey just got violently murdered and he got to have a little cup of poison. That's not the way we wanted to see him go.
Right.
Okay, so you also mentioned that you write. Do you write poetry? Are you writing a book?
So
what kind of writing are you doing?
I'm trying to write movies.
Ooh, okay,
yeah, so
love that.
I'm trying to write movies right now. I'm working on a comedy.
And you're in
horror.
A great place. I'm cutting you off. I fucking do it. I'll even fucking mark one. But I mean, there's billions of dollars worth of studios that they're building out here. So I'm excited. Go.
Really?
I'm excited. Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, they're I'll have to look it up in post, but out in the Summerlin area, more on the west side, they're doing a 31-acre studio build out there. They're adding a film school to UNLV. They're going to be adding studios there, and then there's another area in town where they're built. So they're trying to make this like a little small Hollywood. So write them scripts. Let's fucking go.
Right. I didn't know that.
Let me get tickets to the premiere. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember me. Just give me a seat, buddy.
Yeah, I ain't know that. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely look into that and be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I write. I write movies. I ain't gonna say I write movies because I don't have no movie done yet. I've just been writing scripts. So I just been trying to develop stories and stuff like that. Jokes, of course, and I used to write songs because I used to rap or whatever, but I don't really do that anymore too much.
What was the rap name? What was your persona? Hit me.
What was my rap name? Grizzly, I think. Yeah, Grizzly. That was my name. That was my because I had a lot of them. I was trying to think of the last one that I had when I stopped. The last one I had when I stopped was Grizzly.
I like that. I have chewed tobacco since I was 16 years old, and it's always been Grizzly. So I'm gonna think of you when I'm having a dip, my man.
A dip.
But that's great. So I mean, there's already examples of people who have been very, very successful doing that independently. Look at Tyler Perry. Look at Kevin Hart. Like 50 Cent opened. He built a movie studio
in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, big stuff.
Yeah,
shout out to 50, dude. He's a fucking top tier businessman. I mean, you gotta hand it to him. He's killing it.
And he's damn near the face of Stars Network, and he's beefing with him. He hates him. Well, he ain't gonna say he hates him. He just talks a lot of shit about him.
I fucking love 50 Cent because his internet terror game and just talking shit to people is unrivaled. Like he's when they had the ALS challenge and he was beefing with fucking Floyd Mayweather and he said, "I'll give you $1 million to whatever charity you want if you can read a Dr. Seuss book." Fuck the bucket of ice, dude. That shit was so funny.
Oh, he said if you can read one page out of this Harry Potter book. He told him to read one page of the Harry Potter book. Yo, when he said that, I was crying. Why would you tell a man that? He said read one page out of a Harry Potter book, and I donate. I think he said 100,000 to any charity of his choice. Yeah, he's undefeated in that trolling shit for real. He undefeated. Like, ain't no beating 50 when it come to that. But, yeah. That's mainly what I write, though.
So do you want to do something like, would you like to write a series? Would you want to do movies? Because, like, the Power shit is great. It's just dark. That show is so fucking dark, dude.
I wanted to do something like that, and I did start a story like that, but what I really want to do is try to get like a classic comedy. Like, think of the last real good comedy movie you watched. Like, what was the last good one?
They don't exist.
They don't exist anymore. You can't offend anybody. You can't offend anybody. It's a community for everything now.
Well, and Vince Vaughn recently, I can't remember if he was on a podcast or like Hot Ones Eating Wings, some shit. He was on the internet, but he was asked, why don't you make any of the R-rated comedy movies like you used to, like Wedding Crashers and shit? Like, why aren't you doing that anymore? People loved it. And he goes, with the way that like society is now and people are so sensitive and they just want to be all up in arms over a joke, you just can't do it anymore. People get too upset over it. And he goes, I don't want to deal with that shit. Like, I want people to enjoy what I'm doing and take it in the light that it's meant. Like, this is comedy and satire, and don't take it too fucking seriously.
Yeah, embrace my heart that we can't do comedies anymore. We were born in the wrong time, I guess.
Okay, right now, top 3 comedy movies.
So I gotta go Life.
Great movie. Shout out Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. For me, Dumb and Dumber.
Great. Love Jim Carrey, even though he's turned into an absolute psycho.
And I want to say Scary Movie 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
With what the fuck is his name?
Brothers.
David Cross in the fucking wheelchair. That movie was great. You couldn't make something like that nowadays. You just couldn't.
You definitely can't do none of the early scary movies. You can't do none of the early scary movies. You can't do you might be able to do another. I don't think you could do a Pineapple Express right now.
No.
I don't think you can do that.
No, you can't.
I mean, marijuana is legal, but that at the same time, that may take away from the thrill of the movie because it was illegal when it came out, right?
Here it definitely was. There wasn't the dispensaries and stuff. I mean, I had friends that sold like pounds.
I think it was legal in like Oregon or some shit like that.
Yeah, couple of places.
Yeah, but it wasn't really like a big thing, and that's sort of, I guess that would kind of take away some of the essence or the aura of actually smoking weed. Because you remember back
there
in the day,
has to be the danger factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some fucking stakes.
Yeah, we got to be hiding. You know. But yeah, those will probably be my top 3 that I can think of. It's so many of them though. Like, because it's so many that I grew up on, so many memories. I mean, like Austin Powers, bro. Like, you talking about a comedy? Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of honorable mentions, man. And that's just like in the 90s.
Yeah, the 90s was great for comedy.
Yes,
honestly.
That was the golden era. Now I think, but I think it just takes it takes somebody with a certain stature to just take that risk and open that door again, because it's there. It's just nobody just feel like nobody wants to deal with the backlash.
That's capitalism, buddy.
Yeah.
Like these businesses want to make money and they don't want to get canceled or have people coming for their throat. Like they just want to make money. I don't like, you know, without getting too deep into it, I don't like all that shit because nobody goes out of their way to appease me, and I'm fine with that because the world doesn't cater to you.
Right. Okay?
Only
you do, and maybe your wife or whatever. You know, like that's the only. Other than that, like I don't know, like I think if somebody like what's that actor name? Brad Pitt, and like just a dominant actor with like a solid resume, like Brad Pitt and Will Smith do a one of those edgy comedies, something like that.
I'm not a big Will Smith guy anymore.
Me neither. I'm just talking about resume. I'm not really Will Smith. Yeah, I'm just going off resume. Because it got to be people that hold weight in Hollywood. Like somebody, if they walked away from Hollywood would miss them. It has to be one of those. Clout, yeah, it can't be like Adam Sandler or something like that. Even though, because Adam Sandler never needed Hollywood. Like he was a machine. Shout
out to the fucking Sandman. And he takes care of care of his people.
Yes,
I love that,
him,
dude.
Chris
Shout
Rock, David Spade. Yep. Who else?
Kevin James.
Rob
Schneider.
That's what I'm
like super right wingy now.
He is. I recently saw him on the. Was it Joe Rogan? It wasn't Joe Rogan. It was just a clip.
He's been making the rounds, dude.
Yeah,
he's very right wing.
Yeah, he was talking about Will Smith. I hate Will Smith. He's an asshole. Yeah, I'm not really big on Will Smith either. I mean that's kind of cowardly. Like say it to his face. Like going on a podcast. Right. I mean, I'll do both, but like I'd prefer to just do it to your face first and then do it on the internet. Right, because I don't ever. Because then I'm giving you ammo to say, well, you ain't even say that to my face. Like you talking on a podcast, and then I haven't even, I ain't gonna say they haven't met each other, but they probably haven't seen each other. Because I think Will Smith been out of the country a lot. I actually read on the way here that Jada is mad at Will Smith because of his friendship with Johnny Depp.
That woman is just straight evil. Like I simultaneously have zero respect for him and feel so bad for him because he has truly been tortured for a long time by that woman. What an evil succubus. If I can find it somewhere in my external hard drive, the edit that we did that made her look like the devil, I'm going to put it right here. Right there.
He said it.
Jada.
He said it.
Looking at you. I'm going to get 10K views again on your head, Jada. I know it's small by internet standards, but it's a win for me. It makes me happy.
Right. Oh, man.
So you talked about, or you told me in messages that you want to take the act on the road and be a traveling comedian stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm actually, that's what I'm trying to do. I've been looking around. I'm trying to probably go through the agent process, and stuff like that. But what it really is, I think I know what I have to do. I just have to just actually do it. Just go on the road, go to California, Arizona, Seattle, all these places, and just do the mics that I can, and then get booked that way.
And if I can kind of like weigh in on this a little bit, I would say go crazy on the social. Like, dude, I had like no social media presence. I don't have a lot of friends. I'm not like some popular person. So I built like a following from nothing, essentially. But you just got to do it. Put yourself out there. Like, fuck if people don't like it. Like, that's the only way you're going to grow it. So like, boom, boom, boom. And obviously, now that you are a newly minted natural, having been on the pod, I'm going to promote your shit too. Like, we're going to grow together, buddy.
Hey, yeah, we definitely are. We definitely are. Man. But this is definitely a good pod, though. It's definitely a good pod. And if you want to go in a direction, if you want to go in a direction that you want to go in, you got to remember it's all about the guests. Because you're going to be you. You got the setup. If anytime you want, you can just turn this whole side of the room off and talk your shit. But if you want it to be a show where people would look at it like, wow, we gotta watch this show and see who's on there. And just always be mindful of the guests. And you're doing a pretty good job of that so far. Like, I like the guests that you have on so far.
I am extremely spoiled with this comedy community because everybody that comes in here just knocks it out of the park.
Yeah,
like, I love this. It's
because
so
we all
much fun.
family. Like we all like one big family. Like I know Bobby. Like I know Johnny. Johnny Castillo was there when I started. I think he started like maybe 4 or 5 months before me. So like we all know each other. We all grew up in this scene together. So it's like everybody's all a big family out here. And I don't understand how our scene is so unnoticed. I think it's the strip though. Like I said earlier, like nothing outside of the strips gets seen too much. It's the strip. We're in the strip shadow.
So, without getting too into detail, I've interfaced with those people. My opinion on it is they are kind of taking advantage of the comedy community in a way. Like they're not as giving as I'd like them to be, or like open to collaboration. Like
you mean the strip?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
most
everybody, every mic that I go to at the smaller bars and stuff are great, and that's why I love supporting them because, I mean, shit. Last night I went to 702. And there was just like a dozen of these British dudes that came in, and they were sitting there watching the show, and like it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they are not like in order to build a scene like Austin, L.A., New York, you need to like work with the comedians,
right?
Because help them grow and grow the fucking scene.
Yeah, because we got killers out here. Like we got some legit comedians out here, but they not getting on the stages that they need to be getting on, you know. And some of them aren't earning it yet. You know, they still getting their bearings and their chops, but some of them are just like they just not visible enough, you know. And I'm one of them. I'm one of those comedians who's just not visible enough. I think that has something to do with it too, because I'm just slowly getting back into it, like for the visibility.
Hammer that fucking social media, dude. But I think, like for me, I feel like some people are doing it as a hobby, which is fine.
You gotta you gotta go all in. You gotta take that jump. You gotta say, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. Especially when you get to that point where you got like a solid 20-25 minute act and you know you can kill with that. Like you gotta take advantage of it, like when you get it. Like you can't wait too long, because if you wait too long you'll get stuck in the local scene. And what happens when you get stuck in the local scene is, and I don't mean any disrespect to anyone when I say this,
of course,
you know, you'll be doing open mics for 30 years. And you don't want to be that type of person if you want to call yourself a comedian. Now, if it's just a hobby for you, if you just like to go out and let off steam and get on stage, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But if you're someone who say, okay, I'm Wayne McQueen, I'm a comedian, I do the same thing that D. Ray Davis do, Cat Williams do, Mike Epps do, Kevin Hart do, Joe Rogan. If I'm Dave Chappelle, if I'm going to put myself in that category, then I got to make the sacrifices that they've made, like everyone has made. There's no other way.
Love it. Respect. Yeah, and I did, this was a while ago, but I did get a chance to see you at Kimmel's.
Oh, yeah.
And you were great. The experience shows. Like you've been in the scene long enough. I'm new into it, but I'm a pretty quick study, and like you can watch people perform and you know how long they've been doing it. Yeah.
Thanks,
you did very well, man, and it was great.
I appreciate it.
What do we got to plug? We got shows coming up.
I'm actually trying to get plugged, so if any promoters, any bookers watching this, anywhere, get at me.
Do you roast? Are you a roast
guy?
guy?
Yeah, I definitely roast. Yeah.
So Bobby Sticks made his little speech about wanting to do it. Mike Krasner has been on the pod, so I'm definitely going to hit him up. But you want to get on a Roastlemania? We doing some roasting, possibly?
Sure. I'll do Roastlemania. My only thing is I don't like about Roastlemania, and I'm gonna do it if they offer me. Don't get it fucked up. But only thing I don't like about it is I don't like how they pick the person pre-roast. I like to get there and show up and then just see who I'm roasting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you want to Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I don't.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't like because then I feel like you got time to prepare.
I mean, they did. They like kind of gave each other information and shit. Yeah.
Right.
I like that.
But the way they do it though, it makes it a better show.
Ooh, it does. You heard it here first.
It does make
new mic idea, random roast. You just like maybe pull two names out of a
bucket
or
just
something.
Go ahead
and
and
go to battle. Ooh, shit, I like that.
Yeah. So that, and plus that way everybody has to prepare for everybody. You know, and it could be more inclusive to the comedians. We'd all have to sit down and compare notes and sit down and talk, and I fucking love that. All right.
people, I'm going to post Wayne's socials up here so you can check that out, and they will be down in the description. Go give him a follow. Thanks for coming on, man. We will do this again in the future, and then obviously, you know, whatever you have cooked up in the future that you want to plug, send it my way. And we'll put it
same
out
to
there.
you, man. Same to you. I'll post you on mine too, man.
Yeah. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, yo.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Naturals Pod. Please remember to follow us on your Twitter and Instagram accounts at the Naturals Pod. Do you have what it takes to join the Natty Nation? Like and subscribe to find out.